And Happy New Year!
Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year.
It's June. It's not June. It's January 1st. Of course, it's a new year. Got to get my head right. I'm Cody, host of Brockways Vinyl Bytes, and I'm here with a couple of friends. Down in the bottom here, we got Erica. Say hi, Erica.
Hi, Erica.
And then up just to my left, we've got Wayne from Prisons of Prague and a Pocket Full of Heaps. Say hi, Wayne.
Hey guys.
We're back from, we just yesterday just did another stream over on the Prague Corner. We talked about our top 10 favorite album closers of all time. Not just Prague stuff. I had everyone in there from Iron Maiden to Meatloaf. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So that was our New Year's Eve special over on the Prague Corner. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. But we'd like to welcome Erica Blitterswick to the panel today. This is actually, if you've been following this channel for some time now, you've probably seen her in a couple of videos we did, but I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago, right?
It's been a hot minute, yeah.
It's been a hot minute. So yeah, so anyway, it's January 1st, 2024. Wow, what can we say, right? That's absolutely crazy. So we are going to be talking about our top 10 favorite albums of 2023. Now, we're a very eclectic bunch. We're a very eclectic bunch for thank you, Cody, for inviting me to the stream. You are so welcome, Wayne. Thanks for being Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We're an eclectic bunch, so all of our tastes are gonna have various different aspects to them, but you're gonna see where they come back and where the similarities lie together. So let's just get right into it. Everything is okay here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes, right? We got everything from Olivia Rodrigo to Taylor Swift to Metallica to Moon Safari. We've got it all here, right? All right. So we're gonna let our co-host, Mr. Wayne from Pocket Full of Heap, just tell us what you're going to be doing on the future of your two YouTube channels, Wayne.
Right now I'm probably going to be filming my first video of the year where I kind of give my address of what I want to do on the channel this year, my goals, and just finish filming a bunch of reactions. Gonna start putting those up pretty soon, and if it's okay with you, I'd like to give a channel shout out to a smaller channel out there, Spin in Prague. They're a brand new channel, father and daughter duo. They've only have like 4 or 5 videos, but they're really good and some really good topics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into that thing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'm up to right now.
You guys heard it here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. Go smash the subscribe button to Spin in Prague. Go hit up a Pocket Full of Heap and Prisms of Prague too. Definitely subscribe to Wayne on both of his channels. There's great content there for everyone. Erica, I know you don't have a YouTube channel. Otherwise, I'd be plugging the heck out of you right now. But
I mean, they can follow me on Instagram if they really want, but that's fine.
Sure, give us your handle. Tell them.
It's at Erica_512_. I post a lot of concert videos.
Awesome. That's totally perfect. That fits the formula here at Brockways Vinyl Bytes. So our top 10 favorite albums of 2023. That it could be prog, it could be pop, it could be blues, it could be classical, it could be hip hop if you really wanted. I'm out of the hip hop loop. Was there any good hip hop albums this year? Probably, but I'm a bit out of the loop. Anyway, Wayne, start us off with if you have any honorable mentions, shout them out.
Honorable mentions on my list would be One Man's Grief by Deposed King. It was a good release this year. What else did I throw on here? Hestehoven by Tusmark is pretty good. They're Norwegian or kind of that Scandinavian prog.
That's where all the best prog, most of the best prog is coming from these times, right?
Yeah. Stone by Baroness was a good record this year. And probably Colors and Chaos by Uriah Heep.
Oh, great. Oh, man, I forgot to include that. That's now in my honorable mentions. I love that album. Very good. Hi, Richard. Richard left a couple of comments here. He put Extreme 6. He put Winger 7. And he put Metallica 72. More on Metallica much later.
But yeah, the only issue I have with the Uriah Heep record is it's one of the problems that I have with Uriah Heep at times. It gets very Bernie Shaw heavy at times, where I just wish he'd maybe not quite do as many repeats and kind of let the music breathe a little bit. But at this point, but it's still a really damn good record.
It is. I actually first heard that. I listened to a station called, I don't know if I've talked to you guys about Deep Nuggets before, but that's where I heard lots of great new music, and that's where I heard them plug in the Uriah Heep album. I'm actually friends with some of the DJs on that station too. They're really awesome people, and they play everything. They play new prog to classic, classic stuff from the 70s, 60s, right up to now. Like you'll hear everything on that station, But they plugged the heck out of that Uriah Heep record over the last year, and it influenced me to go get the CD, and I was not disappointed. It was excellent.
Yeah, it's really good. Just missed out on my top 10 though. But yeah, it is a great record.
All right, so is that all for your honorable mentions there, Wayne?
All for my honorable mentions. Kept it short and sweet this time.
Okay. Richard mentioned Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds. Oh yeah, that's an honorable mention for me too. I love that album. It was very good. Yeah. So Erica, so you do your honorable mentions now.
Love it. A lot of really good albums came out this year. Like Arkells put out Laundry Pile just after my birthday this year. It was a great album. It was just shy of the top 10 for me. Glory from the Glorious Sons came out last year. Great album. Wish I could have gone and seen them live. What else did I have? The Dark from the band Camino. Got to see them this year or last year. Really, really great band. Just shy of the top 10 as well. And yeah, I think that's about it for me.
I love that you love the Arkells, because that's just plugging a really cool Hamilton band. That's pretty sweet. Hamilton, Ontario, up in this, You know what it is.
They're so good to their city too. They're just so funny, and like their stage presence. If you ever get a chance to see them live, even if you're not a horribly huge fan of their music, they just put on a really great show. So yeah, definitely check them out. And their new album is really, really good. Skin is definitely like a nice feel good kind of slow burn kind of song.
Nice. Awesome. Another band I kind of like is they're actually from Brantford, Ontario. It's a band called Big Wreck.
Yes.
Big Wreck. Ian Thornley. Awesome. Wayne, do you know those guys?
No, I don't.
No, they're big.
But I'll definitely check them out.
Eric is actually from Brantford, Ontario, and that's where Big Wreck is from. They're awesome. They have a very, if you like Soundgarden, Chris Cornell, they have a very Chris Cornell-y kind of vibe to them.
Okay.
It's really good. It's I'm not BSing you, man. It's really good.
It is really good. Their opener for this tour, Texas King, they're also really, really good if you get a chance to check them out. They're fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So is that all for your for honorable mentions there, Erica?
That is all I needed to get off my chest.
Okay. Yeah, I've got I guess in my honorable mentions, we've got to put the Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds. We'll have to put the Yes album, Mirror to the Sky. It's a new Yes album, right? And as much as it's a grower. It's been growing on me over the last 6 months or whatever since it's been. I really like that song, Circles of Time, the John Davison solo song on that. That's a really nice tune. And the big 14 minutes, the big 14-minute one, the title track of the album. I heard that the other night and was going, hey, actually, wow, this is really good. I saw this lineup of the band perform about 5 years ago, and they were awesome. They were awesome live. They were playing all the old stuff, right? They came with Asia. Got to meet Billy Sherwood and met Carl Palmer, too. He actually signed this album. Check that out.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was pretty sweet. So, and I wanted to give another plug to this album, Low Bait Scarp, even though it came out in 2022. Damn it. I wanted it to be able to be part of this video. You have it all. Awesome album. Great band. Love them. Cool guys, too. I've talked to a couple of the guys in the band over on Facebook a few times. They're just awesome dudes. And this box set that came out, I know this album is technically from 2008, but it just got remixed into this wonderful, beautiful box set. Whitesnake, Still Good to Be Bad. This is Whitesnake sounding as good as Whitesnake has ever sounded to me. And especially the remix of this is just so good. Lay Down Your Love, All I Want, All I Need, Summer Rain. This is an awesome album. And of course, it came out in 2008, so I couldn't possibly put it in the list, right? But it's the 2023 remix, damn it. And I couldn't include that for the same reasons that I couldn't include the Taylor Swift ones, because they didn't come out this year technically. But I respect that if anyone has put those in their list, because there's enough new material on those to make up one full album. So it works out. That's just me, kind of being myself, right, in this type of ordeal. So let's get into the top 10. We got the honorable mentions out of the way so people know what they're missing out on in our top 10. Let's check it out. Wayne, what do you got?
Well, I think you're going to be happy with my number 10. Well, maybe not with how low it's on my list, but 72 Seasons by Metallica. Love that record. Went back, listened to it the other day. I'll say it's their best album in a while.
Yeah.
For me, at least to capture that kind of Metallica feel. Like, I know a lot of people like Death Magnetic. They like Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Lulu, not so much. Saint Anger, not so much. I might say it's probably their best album since the Black Album.
That's what I said when it came out, man.
Yeah. It's really damn good. Yeah. And I love the fact that they were willing to take a chance, write a few, or write a big kind of epic song at the end, their longest song they ever did.
I know. I mentioned that one on the Prog Corner yesterday.
Yeah. And it's really nice that they were willing to take chances. One thing that I will say about the album, I wish they'd shorten a couple songs on it just a tad.
Just
because it does start. Yeah.
I thought you were a progger, Wayne.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. How's it going, man? Jeff actually followed us over here from the Prog Corner. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. God bless.
He's been a subscriber of mine forever. Found me when I started doing Yes reactions.
Oh, so, there you go.
Great dude. But yeah, Metallica's 72 Seasons could do a whole lot worse.
Great pick, man. Great pick. Yeah, that's more on that much later. I don't have an issue with the length of the songs, but we'll get to more about that album in a very small bit of time, okay?
Yeah.
Jeff says hi, everyone. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
Okay, so Erica, your turn.
So I mildly panicked because you started with your 10th pick, and I had mine stacked in a pile from like best to worst. So I quickly flipped my pile. So we'll go backwards, which is A-okay with me. So this is the self-titled Dizzy record. She's an independent artist. I want to say, I know she's local to Ontario. I can't remember which city. I think it's either, big difference between Hamilton and Kingston. I want to say it's Kingston. Don't quote me on it. But her voice is just
tragically hip.
Her voice is just so pure, and like, I don't know, like to me it almost just kind of like puts me to bed in like a good way, because like it's just so clean. Really great album. Like highlights for me: Close, Open Up Wide, Knock the Wind, and then Stupid for You is just such a cute like falling in love type song. And I had this on repeat all year.
Oh wow.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah, check it out.
As Aerosmith say, falling in love is harder than these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that awesome choice. Okay, I've never heard that. We're gonna have to I'm gonna have to do some homework after this video. Like with the stream we did the other night, Wayne. I'm like, oh man, I got some homework to do. So I'm feeling that's the way it's gonna be here this time around too.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna take my number 10 pick. Most of these aren't really in order, mine. But I had Mammoth 2.
Yeah.
Mammoth 2. I saw Richard actually just mention this. He mentioned Wolfgang. There's no way that I was going to make a list that didn't have this amazing album on it. It is just fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic, and you know the fact that he's actually an amazing drummer. Like Wolfgang is an awesome drummer. He plays all the instruments. The only thing he doesn't do is produce it. That was produced by the same guy, Michael Basquette. He's the same guy that produces Alter Bridge and a bunch of new bands that are out there around in this modern time. But Right, Like a Pastime, Another Celebration at the End of the World, Miles Above Me, Take a Bow, Optimist, I'm All Right, Erase Me, Waiting, Better Than You. All songs written and performed by Wolfgang Van Halen. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. That's my number 10. Love him. And yeah, Mammoth 2. Mammoth 2, my friends.
Too.
He is
Okay.
his 10.
So on to number 9.
Yeah.
For
Wayne.
me is going to be Supersonic Revolution by Aaron Anthony Lucassen.
Wow, nice. Okay.
It's he's the guy that does Arian, for anyone familiar with that project. Always has tons of guest singers, but he put out virtually his History of Glam record. There, where it's a mixture of 70s and 80s and sounds, and just it works. Like, it's a fantastic band. I love listening to a lot of his projects because they're always different, they're unique. But especially love his Aryan stuff. If you haven't heard that band, check them out. I think they're a great mixture of like 70s prog and modern prog together.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Awesome.
Supersonic Revolution's fantastic.
Awesome. So that's Supersonic Revolution, and so give us the title and the artist name again.
Supersonic Revolution by Aaron Anthony Lucassen.
Awesome. Yeah, that was just one more time for the viewers, you know.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great pick. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so Erica, your turn.
So unlike Cody, I did include the re-records for Taylor in my top 10 because one, I listened to the shit out of them this year. They couldn't not be included. And she owns them now, so they are hers. We don't listen to the stolen version anymore. But my number 9 is Speak Now, Taylor's version. Oh my God, like I remember the night she announced that it was coming. I was sitting in my bed watching a shaky live stream on TikTok, and just like the pure joy that we all get from Taylor owning her music is just impeccable. We love it. We love to see her winning. Definitely song highlights. I loved getting to hear the new version of Better Than Revenge. Not crazy about the lyric change, but I mean, it's Taylor. She can switch it up if she likes. She is the queen. Getting to hear Long Live Again, and her version is just so sweet because it means so much to her. And then When Emma Falls in Love, one of the bonus tracks, definitely a personal favorite. I Can See You was great. That music video she did was hilarious. I thought it was so smart to include Taylor Lautner. And
oh yeah, cool. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Lautner, yeah.
Yeah.
My absolute favorite from this is Electric Touch featuring Fall Out Boy, who I will mention again later. I thought that was a perfect collaboration. They're such sweet friends together. And I listened to this so much this year. It was amazing. Great record.
It is a good one. And I'm a self-admitted Swiftie. And of course, our great friend, Mr. Scott Lade over at the Prague Corner, totally blew open the Prague doors with the love of the Taylor Swift video that he did. That was awesome. I was just watching that. I love that video. And the fact that it would put viewers out of their, necessarily, like, it would put some viewers out of their comfort zone with their music and their art intake, right? So that might have actually influenced a lot of people to go back and hear what they've maybe been missing out on. So kudos to Scott and kudos to Erica for that great choice. That one's got some of my favorite songs of hers. I love the song Haunted.
Yeah.
I love there's a song on there called Never Grow Up. I love that song. I love Mine. Worst video ever. It's okay, Scott. No, it's okay. We're gonna be changing it up again, so don't worry.
There's a little something for everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Jeff is cool. Jeff is cool. Trust me, he's been a longtime follower of Wayne and the Prog Corner too, so he knows the video of Scott's that I'm talking about. But yeah, great pick. That's everything goes here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. Scott paid for that.
Well, I don't know because he still did, I think, over 1,000 views with that video.
Oh,
It's
I was
funny.
thinking that he meant Scott paid for us to say that about Taylor.
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah, Scott did.
That's
I was looking at the view count, and he's got like 1,400 views on that video, so that's pretty good. Like,
yeah.
Scott paid for that. Yeah. Well, I really commend him for doing that, and like for reasons I already said. So kudos to Scott Lade. Much love to you, my friend. But okay, I guess
Great dude.
We're gonna go back into the deep corners of prog rock. We're gonna jump right into the deep end of the swimming pool here. We got the new one from Moon Safari. We got Himmler back in Volume 2. I was listening to prog radio, as I so often do, and like the prog radio online radio station, and they played one of the songs from this. I can't necessarily remember what song it was, but
Was it the really long one?
It might have been Between the Devil and Me.
Yes.
Yeah, but the really long one is Teen Angel Meets the Apocalypse. That's 21 minutes.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, so they were playing this album. I'm like, this is really good. This is really good. I gotta hear this. And so I listened to more of it, and it's like, oh wow, this band is amazing. I turned my dad onto them, and he actually went and bought me the CD for Christmas. So
oh wow,
yeah, awesome. This is the new one from Moon Safari. Love this one, and it's so good that I went and ordered Himmler back in Volume 1 too, from about 8 years ago, whatever that came out. But this is a great album, Moon Safari, Himmler back in Volume 2. If you haven't heard it and you're a Yes prog nut, go check it out because it's worth your time.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is. More metal.
On to number 8 for me is Rise of Cassandra by Tritop. They're more of a heavy prog band.
Good.
But just some fantastic songs. You have the opener, Rise of Cassandra, is 13 minutes. Delighted Insanity is 5:46. Island of Servitude, 5:11. And then the Sacred Law Retribution, one of my favorite epic songs of the year at 23 minutes and 46 seconds. This is their first album they put out, and it has me. I can't wait to see what they do next.
And what was the band name again?
Album's Rise of Cassandra. The band name is Tritop.
Awesome. Okay, that sounds interesting. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, founded on Prog Archives. Just went through their albums through the year and just listened, and this one instantly hit me right away.
We like prog a little bit. If you guys watching couldn't tell, we like prog rock, maybe like just a touch.
I was gonna say we should turn it into a drinking game. Take a drinking game. Take a shot.
Oh man, you'd be hammered by about the third song in.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know about Wayne, but I don't drink.
Very, very seldom.
Right on. Yeah, I don't do any kind of drugs, nothing like that. No respect or no disrespect to those who do, but music is all I need here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to put forward the EP of the year for 2023. I can't pronounce that. Seismos by cinematic post-rock band Sidus. Seems to have gone under everyone's radar, but I'll champion it here. Well, this is the right place to do it, and now
right place for it, man.
We've got some homework to do. So thank you to the Raven Effect for the lovely comment, and thanks for watching us, and thanks for all our future viewers here, of course, as well, who are watching after the stream. Much love to everyone, and Happy New Year to all. Okay, so it's Erica's turn again.
Are we at all surprised?
No, I'm not.
I figured I'd group the Taylor albums together just because it gets them. They're both amazing, but it also gets them out of the way so I can talk about some other artists.
Yeah. Some other rockier stuff.
This album originally came out when I was in the 7th or 8th grade, and just being able to relive that like girly pop persona, like part of my life, was so cathartic. and so fun. But getting to hear Clean, Taylor's version, was a big part of my 2023. And some of the new tracks, like Hot Take, Suburban Legends is the best vault track, and I stand by that.
Okay.
But Is It Over Now, Say Don't Go, Slut was such a good song. We all thought it was going to be like some like Bad Blood-esque type of song, but it actually turned out to be a really beautiful love song about just like falling in love with somebody and not caring what they say about it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just a really solid album on its own, and the re-record just is icing on the cake. So thank you, Taylor, for another great album in 2023.
It is, and I got to give another plug to that album because there's a song on it I think you mentioned called "Clean" that was co-written by Imogen Heap from Frau Frau,
Yes.
and that was really cool. She's also the same one that wrote the hook. What did you say? That ended up in the Jason Derulo song a million freaking years ago. So that's also Imogen Heap too, and yeah, Taylor Swift. She's got a lot of great people that she writes with. You know. Jack Antonoff, Aaron Dessner from The National. She's got some really great people on her side, and
100%.
Her music is like, especially with that turn that she took with folklore, is really good.
Mm-hmm. I feel like all of her writing has matured so much since she since like Reputation. Like, I love Reputation, one of my favorite albums by her, but Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, just a completely new side of her writing, and I love her so much for it.
Well, I think that she's probably just generally a bit happier in life now. Like a lot of her old songs used to kind of be about relationships, and now they're kind of not as much anymore. Like she's taking on a different approach in her songwriting, and I respect that. That's what progression is all about, right? That puts the prog in prog. I'm not saying Taylor Swift is prog. We know she's not. There's no time signature changes. There's no Moog synthesizers or anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely a progression in Taylorville, that's for sure, and we're here for it. We love that. We love when artists aren't afraid to take a stand. So it's my turn again. We're gonna go with some blistering heavy metal here. This is a new album by classic thrash band Overkill. This is the Scorched record. This came out the same week that Metallica's 72 Seasons came out, and I just love it. It's fast, it's heavy, it's gnarly, it's nasty, it's wonderful, and I just really dig it. Thrash on High, another one from a great record label, Nuclear Blast Records. This is where I've been between the prog and the heavy metal for the last couple of years, and yeah, just super stoked about this one when it came out. It was a good week. You know, we got Metallica in this, and it was just awesome. So that's Overkill, Scorched. That's my pick.
Great record.
Oh, you know that one, Wayne?
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it. At least from what I've heard, I've really enjoyed from it.
Yeah.
Just have to go back, listen to the rest of it. But yeah, like Overkill is one of those bands that I just want to go back and listen to because I think they have a really good catalog.
Yeah, and their new stuff, like that, they did an album called Ironbound about 10 years ago, or just over 10 years ago now, because 10 years ago was actually like 2014.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. But Ironbound came out in like 2010, I think, and that was a really good album too. And
awesome.
Heavy thrash, you know what it is. You know what's up. Screaming vocals. No, not really. They don't do anything like, I mean, he's got his own sort of screamy sound, but it's nothing like extreme death metal or anything like that. It's like, if you just think of thrash from the 80s, like if you think of like think of more in line like bands like Slayer and stuff. I don't know how else to really describe Overkill, but no.
They're kind of their own unique blend of thrash vocal.
No, it's not like Death or Cannibal Corpse or anything like that. Nothing.
No, it's not that. It's just, yeah, they're interesting. Yeah.
All right, Wayne, my friend, it is your turn.
Well, keeping on the kind of heavier side of things, for me, album number 8 is gonna be. Had to look this up because this is a long ass album title. Petrodragonic Apocalypse, or Dawn of Eternal Night, an annihilation of planet Earth and the beginning of merciless damnation by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Wow. Okay.
That album, it's great you brought up thrash metal, because this feels like a mixture of like kind of German thrash metal mixed with like 2000s rock, and it gives it this really interesting sound. Like the first song on the record is Motor Spirit, and it feels like they just reworked Burn It to the Ground Tonight by Nickelback, and has that feel to start off. And I'm like, wait a minute, am I listening to Nickelback or am I listening to King Gizzard?
Well,
It's an album that is different in their catalog, because it's not quite prog. They embrace a lot more of the progressive metal, thrash metal. So I really love this album. It's heavy as hell. Like the drumming on it is so heavy all the way through that even people who don't like their prog stuff said they really like this record.
Okay.
Finally. So yeah.
I had heard stuff from them before that I wasn't a big fan of. So this might be cause for me to go back and check out a couple of tunes, you know.
Yeah, I think you're more into the metal side at times, so this might be a perfect album for you to get into them.
Cool, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's a great pick. Yeah, it's actually that pick is getting some traction here in the comments. Christopher said the King Gizzard record is great. Full speed metal record.
Yeah.
A friend of mine tried to show me King Gizzard this year. I know exactly what you mean when you say they sound like Nickelback. Yeah. Great band.
But Nickelback is, you know.
Yeah. Nobody's ever going to be Nickelback, you know.
They're coming to London, Ontario this year, and that'll be really cool to go see them because, hey, you know what? Hell with it. Screw the haters. I love Nickelback. I think we're all appreciators of Nickelback here, at least a little bit. And
I don't think they're deserving really of a lot of the hate they get. I think they just get it just because
people gotta hate something.
Yeah, they gotta hate something, and living through like their big rise and all that, I can see where people got Nickelback fatigue.
Yeah. Well, I remember when they were big in the 2000s, nobody hated them at the time. Like that was like people, like they were selling out places, and you know, even all throughout the supposed hatred, they still had no problem selling out, you know, venues and tours and stuff. So you know, anyway, great pick, Wayne. And next up we got Erica.
Alrighty, so moving into a bit more like rock, this is like a pop rock album from the Maine, self-titled.
Awesome.
I believe it's their 9th album. Solid album. Like I've loved the Maine for years now. Like all of their albums that have come out like in the past, like absolute bops. This takes the cake. Getting to see it live this year was also a really awesome experience. Blame, Spiraling, Leaving 5, Dose Number 2. This is a no skip album. I could sit there and listen to it. I have put it on the record player and listened through and then started it over 2 or 3 times just because it's that good. So if you're a fan of pop rock or just like alternative rock, definitely give the Maine a look into. They're just such a great group, and I can't wait to see if they come back in 2024 with something new.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear that. That's great. Great
Cody,
pick.
you actually know a song from that album.
I do. I remember you playing one for me that was really good, but I've got to hear the rest of it now.
Yeah, Blame is a great song.
Awesome. So it's my turn again. I got to give a mention to this awesome album, The Winery Dogs 3. Richie Kotzen, Billy Sheehan, Mike Portnoy. I love all 3 of those musicians so much, and this was a really good album. It's a shame that it'll probably be the last one for quite some time because, well, I mean, it's not a shame in the regard that Billy Sheehan's now doing the Mr. Big thing again, and Mike Portnoy as well. You know, he's back in a little band called Dream Theater. He's returned to the fold, so that's pretty cool. But no, these 3 guys, they have a really sort of prog blues metal side to them. It's kind of a concoction that you've never really heard before, but it really works with these guys. They have a great chemistry. Breakthrough, actually, I got my playlist for my most played songs on Apple Music. And there's a song on here called Breakthrough, and it definitely made the playlist for sure. It made the Hot 100 for me. This is a really good album, though. If you haven't heard the Winery Dogs, go check them out because they're great. And Xanadu is the big single off of this, and that's an awesome song. Got a great riff bringing you into the tune. Richie Kotzen, another one who's kind of got the Chris Cornell-esque kind of vocal. No complaints. Love him, and love Billy, one of my favorite bass players. And obviously, Mike needs no introduction. If you've watched this channel before, you've heard me talk at length about Mike Portnoy. So we'll save you that. Awesome. So yeah, Winery Dogs 3. Wayne, what do you got?
Okay, for number 6 on my list, I got where is it here? Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with Prima Materia by Agusa. It's a fully instrumental album. I believe going into it, I'd have to double check on that. I believe it is fully instrumental, but fantastic. Like, I know Scott definitely loved the album as well. Had it in his list for 25 prog albums of the year. But I remember listening to this and just completely being like lost in it, where by the time it ended, I'm like, holy crap, that just flew right by. And those are albums I'll absolutely love, and it makes you also want to listen to it again and again and again. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
And so what was the album again?
Prima Materia by Agusa.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. Always got to get it one last time for the viewers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's man, my homework list is getting long. Erica, what do you got?
Well, I mean, you won't need any homework for this one because it was already on your list.
Oh yeah,
Mammoth
okay.
2. Cody actually introduced me to Mammoth this year, right when Another Celebration at the End of the World came out. First song that I ever heard from him, fell in love instantly. His music is so good.
It is.
Definitely favorites from this album is Waiting, Like a Pastime, Another Celebration at the End of the World, Miles Above Me, and Take a Bow. Like, just such good songwriting. Like Cody said, he plays everything on his records. And he's just so funny. Like, we got to see him live this year. He has that like young millennial sense of humor. He's just like a really wholesome kid, and I cannot wait to see him again this year. It's gonna be grand old time. We're going down to Detroit, and yeah, I could not stop listening to it this year. Great album.
Awesome. Yeah, I managed to see him 1.5 times in Quebec.
Right.
one and a half times, because the halftime was when we were in Quebec City. Me and my now ex-girlfriend were there to do we were just kind of on vacation last summer, and we were going to go drive to Montreal from Quebec City on the Friday morning to see Metallica that weekend. But we were in Quebec City from Tuesday to Thursday, and the Thursday night Alter Bridge happened to be playing with Mammoth opening. I love Alter Bridge. And Mammoth was opening, so it's like, yeah, that's really cool. So we got tickets to go. It was this beautiful place. It was Agora Port du Quebec, just this beautiful venue, one of the most gorgeous places I've ever been. It's like right on the St. Lawrence River. It's just beautiful. And it starts to rain. So Mammoth gets halfway through his set and he says, "I'm sorry guys, we gotta call it quits for this evening because the rain is getting bad." And they all had us kind of wait there just to see if the rain would clear up, and it actually got worse. So I never got to see Alter Bridge. Their postponement was the next night when I was in Montreal seeing Metallica. I'm like, I love Alter Bridge, but there is no way that I'm gonna skip out on Metallica for anyone, right? Like, it's But yeah, but he ended up opening for Metallica the next night too, so it was okay. So I got to see him 1.5 times. And he played in one of the songs that we got to see him do at yes, Chris, we are absolutely 100% ready for your top 10. Leave it in the comments and we'll give you a shout out when we get your comment. We'll read it out to everyone on the video here. he played Distance at the Alter Bridge show, and he didn't play it again at the Metallica show, probably because he was trying to keep it heavy for the Metallica crowd, right? But yeah.
So Distance and Waiting are actually sister songs. So Distance was on his first album, and then Waiting is kind of the continuation, like sister song to it. I just think that's so wholesome and so sweet of him, especially like with everything that went on with his father. It's just those two songs are so close to my heart. Like great, 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 great songs.
Well, he picked quite a good time. I mean, not a good time, but he picked quite the time to release Distance. It was just after Eddie Van Halen died, and I was getting the man tears going on, like, you know, like the misty eyes, like, oh, whew!
There's sand in my eyes.
Yeah. Jeff Shilka says, Cody, thanks for checking out Allie. Oh, okay. So Allie was a singer that Jeff actually, I think he actually monitors her channel. She's a really good singer. And so I forget her last name, but he says, Cody, thanks for checking out Allie. Getting crowded there now. People are waking up. Her song list is in the description. 144 videos that takes 9 hours to play. And you don't have to mention her here. Oh, well, I just did. I just did. That's how we do on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. We're giving plugs to everyone, you know, for what it's worth. We try to help out everyone that we possibly can, right? This is a community. Like this whole music thing is it's unity. It's meant to bring people together. It's meant to just be something that connects people, right? And so dividing people is not what it's about here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. That's why we can talk about everything from Miles Davis to Taylor Swift to Sepultura to Olivia Rodrigo. We can cover it all. And I've mentioned Olivia Rodrigo twice, so I think you know that that's going to come up a bit later. But Christopher has left his top 10, so I'm going to read them out to everyone. So his number 10 is Aton 5 by Aton 5. I hope I pronounced that correctly. That's his number 10. His number 9 is Crown Lands by Fearless. Or is it the other way around? It's Fearless by Crown Lands, sorry. It's Organic Pulse Ensemble, 1,000 Hands. Spider God, 7. 7 Impale, Summit. Harp, Albion. Nat Birchall, Songs of the Ancestors. The Chronicles of Father Robin. The Songs and Tales of Area, Book 1. Tidal Wave, The Lord Knows. And his number one is Moon Safari, Himmler back in Volume 2. Nice one. Nice one, Chris. And yeah, awesome. Great top 10. Now it's time for me to get back to mine. But thank you, Chris. What is next in my top 10? Oh, yeah, we got to talk about this album. This album just came out about a month ago, and this is from a former member of Yes. And I really liked this album a lot. This is Trevor Rabin's new album. This is the Rio record. This has got everything on it. If you know, he's got influences from prog, he's got influences from blues, country, classical, rock, pop. He's got all of it here. And it sounds, oh, Moon Safari are my friends. We're from the same city. Oh, that is awesome. I love that band. Yeah, we've been plugging them left, right, and center here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes and over on the prog corner. So if you see them, you should show them this. You should show them this stream because we actually mentioned their CD here a little bit ago, and I think it's coming up again with a certain someone, Wayne. But yeah, awesome. So back to Trevor Rabin here. I just love this album so much, and this is his first album with vocals since 1987. You know, as you guys might know, he was in Yes from 1983 to 1994. He actually, yeah, Rio rocks, Jeff. I love this album. It's great. He actually was the one who wrote Yes's biggest hit. He co-wrote it, Owner of a Lonely Heart, way back in the 80s. And but this if this had been a Yes album released between 90125 and Big Generator, like this song and the lead single Big Mistakes, this would have been an absolutely massive smash hit song, album, whatever. It's all great. His guitar playing and his vocals, he's an amazing singer too. He's just totally awesome. Big Mistakes, Push, Oklahoma, Paradise. These Tears, the whole album is so very, very good. And he's just got this beautiful, this amazing voice and just this awesome guitar playing, of course. My favorite of 2023, Right On, Jeff. Yeah, it's up there for me too. It couldn't not be. I didn't put the Yes album in the top 10, but the Trevor Rabin album absolutely has to be here. He's just he's a legend, you know. I mean, all the Yes guys are, right? But I love this album so much. Just classic. This is classic Trevor Rabin. This is like, it's like there was nothing missing between Can't Look Away and his other solo album and this one, right? Can't Look Away is a great record too if you haven't heard that. But Rio, Trevor Rabin. What do we got next?
Alrighty, for me at number 5, just talked about it, or no, yeah, number 5, Emma Bakken by Moon Safari.
Oh yeah, okay, we're bringing Chris's comment back up then.
Yeah, it's a great record. It has very much an 80s feel to this, like that 80s prog sound mixed in with a little bit of the 90s. I remember listening to this the day it came out, and it was going along, and I was really enjoying it. But then the big epic came on, and I was like, wow, this is absolutely fantastic. Kind of blew my mind listening to it, where even that one song, I just stopped and kept repeating it over and over and over again, because I couldn't believe what I was hearing, like how good this sounds. For shout outs, I want to give 365 Days of Prog. Naomi, she suggested this band, and I fell in love with them.
Awesome.
Went back, started listening to their earlier stuff. Absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for good, accessible, progressive music for people, I would definitely suggest this record. Or quite honestly, most Moon Safari is very, to me, accessible for easier listening.
I was actually just going to say, I know that I don't think Eric has heard Moon Safari before, but I would definitely recommend, this is one of the shortest songs on the album. It's only about just over 3 minutes, and it's a song called Emma, Come On.
Yeah.
And it's very, like, if I was in control of the media, this would be the #1 hit single right now. Emma, Come On. It has a very, like, make no mistake, it's still prog, but it has this very pop, accessible whole vibe about the whole song.
That's what I'm all about, is like the easy transitions into new music. That's what Cody's always been good about showing me, is like, oh, you like this person, maybe you'll like this song and eventually get into this band.
Yeah.
So I will definitely have to check them out.
I'm not like, if I'm going to bring you into a band like Yes or something, I'm going to show you Owner of a Lonely Heart or Roundabout or Seen All Good People or one of those, but like, I'm not going to be like, here's Ritual, you know? Like,
here's Close to the Edge.
Yeah.
You know, Close to the Edge. Yeah, that's after you've already kind of stepped your foot in the door, but you know, like, it's nothing, like, that's probably my favorite prog song of all time. Close to the Edge, you know, it's just, but it's when you're just showing someone the band, you're probably going to show them maybe a shorter song, right?
Yeah.
And then once they get into the couple of shorter songs, you go, okay, boom, here's the Revealing Science of God, you know, here's the here's Awaken, here's you know, Mirror to the Sky, whatever, right? That's, you know,
On the Foul Wings of Freedom.
Emma, Come On by Moon Safari is about being in love with Emma Stone. Nice.
That's so funny, because when Emma Falls in Love by Taylor Swift, which is on Speak Now Taylor's version, is also about Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Think that's hilarious.
Emma Stone, what movies was she in?
She did the supporting role in Spider-Man.
A
bunch of others. She's in a lot of stuff.
Was she in Easy A?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, she was also in
The Help.
Okay. She was really good in the Cruella movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome. Small Steps. That's right, Jeff. That's right. You know, everything here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes, we welcome every walk of life in this art of music.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you gotta take small steps into certain areas, right? Because if you take that big jump, you might not understand where you are. I don't know, but small steps, yeah, that definitely helps sometimes, for sure. Happy New Year, Will. Happy New Year, everyone who's just
Happy
tuned
New
in.
Year.
Happy New Year. It's January 1st. Yeah, we're having a good time here. Okay, so Erica, your turn.
Oh, is Wayne, you went already?
Yeah, he did the Moon Safari.
Yep.
Oh, right. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
So, this, I don't want to say it's a little different from what I've had, but anybody who knows me knows I like Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, good man.
Got to see them live this year, which was amazing. Solid record. I like almost everything that Fall Out Boy has put out in the past. They've been releasing albums since I was young, into when I was in high school, and they're just still going and still touring, and I think that's so cool of them. But this record in particular hit me hard this year. Heartbreak Feels So Good.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Fake Out is such a good song. I Am My Own Muse, Fuel Game. I'm not going to pronounce this right. The Kinsuki Kid, 10 Years. Such a good song. I have it on repeat. It's still on my repeat. What a Time to Be Alive is such a funny song about the pandemic. And it's also just like, oh yeah, we're quarantined, but we're still vibing. We're still having fun. And I just think it was such a real album for them to put out. And I can't wait to see if they're going to make more music. God, I hope so.
Awesome. But, yeah, they will. They've been around for like 20 years. They're a happening band, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got a lot of good tunes. I don't have any of their albums, but there's specific songs of theirs that I really dig. They have that one song, My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark. That's a pretty cool, fun song. Awesome. Great choice. Fall Out Boy. And what was the name of the album again?
That is So Much for Stardust.
So Much for Stardust. Okay, awesome. Oh, yeah, always got to give one more time for the viewers, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, great pick, Erica. Now
Thank you.
We're on to Commander Cody again. You know, they were going to call me yesterday. They were going to call me on the Prog Corner. They were going to call me Lieutenant Cody, but I'm thinking Commander Cody is also pretty, you know. we got Sergeant Wayne.
Yeah.
Sergeant Wayne, we got Commander Cody, and we've got Assistant. I don't know what Erica, what do you want to be?
I'm okay with Assistant.
Assistant Erica? Okay.
Assistant to the regional manager.
Yes.
There you go.
Assistant to the assistant regional manager. Oh my God.
My next pick has to be one of the. It's definitely really branched out. It's kind of more electronic, but it's also rock. It's also prog. It's also jazz fusion. It's all of these things. It's Steven Wilson, the Harmony Codex, signed by the man himself. I bought this actually. I had this shipped from the UK just to get it signed from him. Awesome. Economies of Scale. That was the lead single off this. Of course, we got What Life Brings, which actually has Craig Blundell on drums. If you guys don't know Craig Blundell, or if anyone watching doesn't know who he is, he's actually the current drummer in Steve Hackett's solo band. And he did a nice stint in Wayne, are you there? Can you speak?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Must have been a glitch here. But yeah, so he's actually from a band called Frost. He did one record with them, and 2 records, I guess, with them. But he's actually playing on the majority of this album with Steven Wilson. Of course, one of the best songs on here is called Impossible Tightrope.
Yeah.
That's just like a fusion masterpiece song. Of course, Beautiful Scarecrow is another favorite of mine. Staircase is pretty cool. This album's really decent. It had to make my top 10. We love Steven Wilson around here. You know what it is. Porcupine Tree to the tits. I don't know. Porcupine Tree. we love Steven Wilson, but yeah. Harmony Codex.
Alrighty, on to number 3 for me is a album that did get mentioned. Just kind of reworked my list a little bit, but the top 3 for me is the same as my other albums of the year video I did. It's got to be Summit by Seven and Pale. Absolutely fantastic, progressive. It says on Prog Archives they're kind of eclectic prog, which I enjoy. The title or the first song, The Hunter, it has this feeling as if it's like a hunter and its prey. They were able to capture that feel a lot, and This band's fantastic. They're from Scandinavia.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
That's the way of the world now.
Yes, they're absolutely amazing. Like, I was listening to this, and it's funny that I started listening to all these albums kind of around the same time. And each one I'm like, that's awesome. That could be my album of the year. That could be my album of the year. And it shows what a great year, especially for prog. It was a fantastic year musically,
was.
I find, at least.
The
But yeah,
dominant
Summit by
21st century, man.
yeah, the Hunter, Hydra, Icaro, Sisyphus. They're all like close to 10 to 15 minute songs, but the album's only about 43 minutes and 55 seconds. So it's fantastic. It's a quick listen, easy listen, kind of like those old school prog vinyl records.
Awesome. And so what was the name of the band and the album again?
The album is Summit, the band Seven in Pale.
Actually, I think Chris mentioned that earlier in the comments.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Christopher, there we go. We got your 7 in Pale. Yep, awesome. My homework list is growing. I think I made a mistake here. I think I've got 4 records left to talk about, so I think I got a +1.
I've got 3 left, so I'm pretty sure I was short 1.
Or I just did number 3 for me. So
okay. Well, whatever works, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Erica, your turn, my friend.
Alrighty. Cody knows and loves this one because I forced it down his throat this year. Intellectual Property by Water Parks.
That is pretty good.
Such a good album.
It is pretty good.
I had been waiting for Water Parks to come out with something new for quite a bit. And they fed us. We ate. We love it. It's our favorite. There's actually a new single that was released under this album's name that is not included on the hard copies. Cough, cough, Austin Knight, please fix that. But it's, I don't even know how to categorize this. It's like pop punk, but it's got a kind of funny feel to it. Like, their lyrics are great and hard hitting, but they're also just so stupid. Starfucker.
That's the one I liked.
Funeral Grey is fantastic. Brainwashed. Some of my favorite, like two of my top songs on Spotify this year. Two Best Friends is hilarious. I love that song. Self Sabotage is great. A Night Out on Earth, and my favorite is Closer. It's a very subtle song about wanting to be near somebody or have somebody closer to you, and it's just they go write songs like Fuck About It and Starfucker that are completely unserious and just like in your face, and then they hit you with like a song that just leaves you longing for somebody, and it just I love it so much.
Yeah, I liked my favorite one off that was probably Starfucker. I love that. I love the aggression, like the metal side of it, right? The really heavy, nasty side. Yeah, I was into that. Awesome.
Definitely could have been my album of the year, but 100% give Intellectual Property a listen.
Awesome.
Starfucker reminds me of a Rolling Stones song.
Yeah, me too. Star, right from Goat's Head Soup. Yeah. Hey, yeah, that's a good album. That Star. Great live versions of that too on the Some Girls Live in Texas '78 CD. That's a good one.
Okay.
But anyway, awesome choice, Erica. Water Parks, love it.
Thank you. On to the next.
Again? All right, I'm going to throw 2 in this turn just to make it more even, right? Because I think I made a mistake and added 2, so these will tie at my number 3. This one needs no introduction, really. I've talked about this umpteen times on the channel so far. It's Peter Gabriel's I.O. album. This is the album that we never thought was going to come out, but after 21 years, it finally did. And I'm so glad it did. I got to see him on the tour where he played most of the songs. Actually, he played pretty much the whole album cover to cover, plus other fan favorites like Red Rain and Sledgehammer and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I love this album. It's totally incredible. And, just like everything he pretty much does. But this, immediately some of these songs like Panopticon, I.O., Road to Joy. Immediately, some of these songs automatically make my own personal Peter Gabriel Essentials list, right? It's just oh yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, the bright and dark side mix.
And the inside mix on that, right?
And inside, yeah, it might be.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's three CDs.
Yeah. That is the best CD form to buy that in because of the inside mix. It's got the surround sound. I got it too, but I just pulled out the vinyl because
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely a phenomenal album. And Erica, you would really like this. There's lots of songs on this you'd really appreciate. You'd probably like I.O. a lot. It's got this really nice anthemic sort of chorus, but the whole message of the whole song, I realized seeing him in concert that he kind of has the answer to life. He's like he's talking to the audience, and he's talking about spirituality, and we won't go too deep into it, but he's like basically everything that we take in, we give out, and just all this sort of stuff. So that's what I.O. stands for, is in and out,
In and
right?
out.
Stuff coming out, stuff going in. I'm just a part of everything, just to quote the lyric, right? But just awesome. Love this album. I've covered this many times. I talked about the concert talk, concert review. So that's somewhere up on my channel, up here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. And then I also did an album unboxing when I got the vinyl, opened it up, showed everyone the insides of it. And it was also on the 12 Days of Progmas. So we don't have to talk too much about this. But as the other part of my number 3, because apparently I messed up when I made this list, but that's okay. More the merrier, right, Jeff? Yeah, Jeff said more the merrier. So heck yeah. We got the new album from Haken, Fauna. I love this band. I just got my dad tickets to go see them in February for Christmas. That's one of his favorite bands, and he kind of put me onto them. But they're a new band, like new as in the last 10 years. They've come out, and Mike Portnoy has given them big praise. They're on the Inside Out label. Prog metal, just right out the noggin, right? There's a you can actually hear a Gentle Giant influence on this if you listen. Wayne, have you heard this album?
Bits and pieces. Actually, yeah, I did hear the full album. I had it on number 20 on my albums of the year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a great record. Like, this is my introduction to them. But yeah, listening to Gentle Giant, like for the next episode of the Prog Corner, listening to tons of that, yeah, you can definitely hear bits of Gentle Giant in there.
Absolutely, yeah. I picked up on that immediately. And what Wayne just mentioned there is something really cool that I think I should take a second here to tell people about. Next Sunday, what is it, January 7th? It's January 7th, right? So this coming Sunday, I guess, January 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wayne and I are joining forces again on the Prog Corner. So much thanks to Scott for having us there all the time, the way he does. With Godspeed, we love him very much. Scott is just awesome. And we are talking about our favorite Gentle Giant albums this coming Sunday. So if you're a Gentle Giant...
I think it's going to be, we're going to start at album 1 and talk about all the albums, all 12 of them.
There you go. So we're going to discuss the entire discography.
Discography, Gentle Giant.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. The Raven Effect says, I met Ross Jennings. He's from Haken. I met Ross Jennings at the second last Transatlantic live show in London last year. He's a really cool and nice guy. Oh, you said the right thing with Transatlantic here, man. I love Transatlantic. I love Neil Morse. I was just listening to the Time Changer song last night, and that also reminds me of Gentle Giant too. But Mike Portnoy, Transatlantic, Royna Stalt. What can I say, man? I can't say too much more that I haven't already covered in the recent dominance of prog rock in the 21st century video. Transatlantic definitely got a couple of cool mentions in there. So if you guys haven't seen that, definitely go check it out after the stream. But yeah, Transatlantic and Ross Jennings, awesome musician, awesome band. Love Haken. Great stuff. Thanks for the comment, The Raven Effect.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Wayne, what is your number 2?
Album of the year. I actually, for this one, do have visual aid. It's here. Number 2 is the Songs and Tales of Ariola by the Chronicles of Father Robin.
Yeah, that's making all the prog lists. I've heard only bits and pieces of it, but everybody seems to be appreciating that, rightfully so.
Yeah, Scott told me about this band. I went and listened to it. Mind blown. Feels like mixtures of Yes, Jethro Tull, a couple other bands in there, but it feels very much like as they're going along, like book two as well. Feels kind of like Prague through the years type
Yeah, there's a huge
albums.
Jethro Tull feel there. I felt it too.
Yeah, and the first two songs are very short. They're both like just over a minute, like a prologue and the tales of Father Robin. But once it hits into like Elysian Forest, The Death of the Fair Maiden, which is my favorite song off that record, uh, Twilight Fields, Unicorn, fantastic. Yeah, everyone know about Chronicles of Father Robin? Go watch Scott's video about it.
Yeah,
Goes through the whole history of the band and how it took like 30 years for these albums to come out.
yeah.
But
So
absolutely fantastic. And it's only 46 minutes and 15 seconds. So it's not like it's a super long prog album either.
Yeah, we're seeing Jeff comment also about Scott. We love Scott. The prog corner is where it's at.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pocket full of heap. It's notes reviews. It's Brockways Vinyl Bytes. It's the prog corner, and it's Sea of Tranquility. You know, the big five, the big five. Of course, you know there's Neem the prog nerd. I would love to have her featured on sometime. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Have you guys checked out her channel? She's awesome. I think Erica, I think she's your age. I think she's 21, something like that. She's got excellent taste in music. She's huge into metal and prog, and that would be, if she ever sees this, I would love to have her on the channel sometime. That'd be great. So that'd
be great.
That's the big six right there.
Oh, 1 second.
Oh, 1 second.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right, your turn, Erica.
Alrighty. This was very close to being my top album of the year. Lost in Translation by Valley.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent one.
Great record. The friends and like concert buddies alone that I have made from liking this band, and like I met them at another show. They introduced me to Valley. Lifelong friends now. Like Kim, Katie, Miranda, if you're watching this, Kaylin, thank you so much for welcoming me into the Valpal family. I love you guys. I love Valley. Thank you so much. Theme, Lost in Translation, Throwback Tears, Natural. Have a Good Summer Without Me. Like, this is a no skip album. I have and will again put it on the record table, spin it, respin it, spin it again. It's so good.
I love ones like that.
Also, Valley, if you're seeing this, please play Big Jet Plane for Kim in 2024. We are begging you. It needs to be a thing. Thank you.
We'll have to drop them a link. All the people that you mentioned, if you got them on friend lists or whatever, take the link of this when we're all said and done and send it over to them so they can watch.
100%.
Awesome. Yeah. That's some pretty fine indie pop there.
Oh, I love them. It's so good. And like indie pop is the exact way to describe them. They're just happy, feel good, and like they're slow songs, like they're deep cuts, they get you right in your feels. So what you want out of an indie pop record.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm on to number 2. Now is where it might be something that maybe some people don't expect from me, but I have to say this is probably my second most played album of this year. It has been quite a while since I've fallen in love with a new pop star's music. And I just have to say that I think she's absolutely fantastic. I think that I know Scott's a big fan of her. I think that that she is going to do absolutely amazing things. And we are here just at the beginning, even though this is their second album. We're here seeing a future legend in the making. Her songs are very relatable, regardless of who you are, what age, her songs appeal to a lot of people across the map. You can be a 60-year-old guy and go, "Oh, I've been through what she's talking about here." even if she's singing it to a specific role, you can still flip that and go, I feel this. I feel what she's talking about. I relate to it. Of course, we're talking about Guts by Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
This album is, I'm going to actually go on record right now to say that I consider this to be a pop rock masterpiece. It is, and Vampire, Vampire is going to be one of the best pop songs of this entire decade. You heard it here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. It's already a huge hit. She's already made a bunch of big waves with her first album, Sour. But this album is just a step in the right direction. There's a sense of confidence, but it's still very vulnerable. It's still very honest, but she's definitely, she's just got it going on, and this album is just totally fantastic. And this is the Guts album from Olivia Rodrigo. I love it. Everyone I've turned on to this album immediately falls in love with it. Typically, Scott's plugged it a couple times. If you looked at his top 20 favorite non-prog albums of 2023, I think this was his number 2.
Okay.
But my ex-girlfriend actually showed me the song Vampire. I had heard of Olivia Rodrigo previously, and I was like, oh, this is kind of something that I should get into. And then she showed me Vampire, and I was like, oh, this is really great. And then the album came out, and I fell hook, line, and sinker into it. Of course, we broke up just around the time that this came out, and so I was listening to this and going, oh yeah, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. If you want to talk good pop music of the 2020s, this is 100% where it's at. It's real. It's authentic. She writes everything. It's just her and her producer Dan Nigro who write the whole album, write and produce everything themselves. And just great. Just great.
With the amount of love you have for Avril Lavigne, I am not surprised that you love Olivia Rodrigo.
I love Avril Lavigne. She grew up on Angus Drive in Napanee, which is just about 2.5 hours from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Avril Lavigne. Yeah, and this is like the next chapter of that, right? This is like if you take like Let Go, like those early Avril Lavigne records, and we talk, like the next generation of that.
She's giving it her own twist, right? She's doing Avril Lavigne, but very much her own way, and it's very like teen angst. Love it. That was in my honorable mentions. Like,
I actually get Joan, like, so from the first song, there's a song in here called All American Bitch that opens up the album. Mm-hmm. And when it gets into that, like that heavy chorus, there's like a heavy, like fast chorus there. And then like, this is giving me like Pretenders and Joan Jett vibes, like the Runaways.
Okay. 100%.
So yeah, Todd in the Shadows did not like Vampire. Oh, well, yeah, to each their own. To each their own. I love Vampire, and you're going to see, you heard it here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. This is going to go down as one of the best pop albums of this generation, and Vampire is going to be one of the best pop songs. But, we also got songs like Lacey. We got, Making the Bed. We got Logical, The Grudge. She's got a couple of really, I really like it. Love is Embarrassing. That's true. She sings so eloquently on here. Love is fucking embarrassing. Bad Idea, right? Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl. Logical. I think I mentioned Logical already, but I just love the whole album. Anyway, before I get too carried away talking about that, let's continue on with our number ones.
Okay. So for anyone that knows me, knows what my number one album of the year is already. From the first time I heard this was such an easy listening. It's a progressive metal album, so I think Cody will be right up your alley.
Yeah.
The Fox and the Bird by OK Goodnight.
Okay. Good night.
Fantastic album. Start to finish, like there's few albums like last year, like when I started to get back into like more modern progressive music. For me, it was the Song of the Hard Shoulder by The Tangent. This gives me, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, this is my album of the year.
Yeah.
It's one of those albums. I know Mike Portnoy, I think, really likes this band as well.
I'm in.
Yeah, he's been kind of, he kind of said good things about him. And I really like it. Casey Lee Williams is the lead singer, great female vocals. It kind of feels like a mixture of like prog rock and prog metal, but it also not only has like the soft, clean vocals, there is a harsh vocal to this, and at times, and it's just a great record. And it's one where I was sitting there with my wife, and we were in the car driving and listening to this, and she loves this record. Like she said, "What is that? That's actually really good."
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's okay. Good night. That's the band, and what's the album name?
The Fox and the Bird.
The Fox and the Bird by OK Goodnight. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah, and I'll give one more honorable mention because my list did change, but I really love this record and have to talk about it. The Worm by HTMLD.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's kind of like, best way to describe them is Frank Zappa meets Monty Python.
Oh, God.
Like the Flo and Eddie Frank Zappa era kind of meets Monty Python. It's a whole thing. Follow them on Instagram. They just put out their whole manifesto of what the whole thing's about.
Okay, cool.
It's a fantastic record. I'll highly suggest that one as well. But
awesome. And okay, so what was the band and album for that?
The Worm by oh man, damn it. HMLTD, I believe it is.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, HMLTD.
Before we continue, I'm seeing Avril Lavigne getting some nice love in the comments here. Yeah, I love Avril Lavigne. I'm a big fan, have been pretty much my whole life. She put out that first album when I was like 4 years old, and it's been a mainstay. You know, I was still listening to it the other night. I've got probably 4 or 5 of her albums. I'm a big fan. I love Avril Lavigne. She's got this punk pop rock thing down pretty well. You know,
yeah.
she's got.
I think I was in junior high school when that came out.
Yeah. What, Let Go?
Yeah, that was what, 2002, 2003?
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. I think she was too when that came out. That's awesome.
Yeah, she was young there. That's kind of the era where my music listening to at least the radio really dived.
Have you listened to that album before, Wayne? That Avril Lavigne album?
Other than her hits, I don't think I've listened to much of her.
I'd recommend that you go check out at least the first 3 albums.
Okay.
Awesome. She's great. I mean, all the other ones since were great too, but those were the formative ones for this guy right here, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to deny her influence on music in the 21st century, right?
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne. And
you're talking about 20 years. Yeah, all that stuff that I lived through is starting to come back again. Some of it, I'm like, oh God, please no.
Okay, Erica, what you got?
So I don't have visual aid for this last one, album of the year, except for my t-shirt, because they never put it out as a CD or a vinyl or anything, despite me begging. No Disco's A Long Talk at Taylor's album. We got a taste of it just at the end of 2022 with The Symptoms of Vanity, and A Call for Me. But I love No Disco. If you know me, you know I love No Disco. He's his own independent artist. Just lives over in Toronto. He plays shows every year. Love seeing him play live. His music is so deeply personal to him, and it's all so good. A Call for Me, Symptoms of Vanity is probably one of my favorite songs of all time from him. Definitely on repeat this year. Blame was great, and Break My Fall, all tracks on that album that just, I could go on forever and ever about them.
Awesome.
But yeah, No Disco really hit it out of the park. He put the time and the effort into that record this year, and I'm so happy we got to hear it.
Awesome. That's great. That's awesome. And so that's No Disco. What's the album name?
A Long Talk at Taylor's. There was actually a short story that came out with it. If it's still on his website, I'll link it into the comments after. Like I said, a really deeply personal album for him. So good. Worth the listen if you're into like pop, indie pop, anything like that.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Right on. The Raven Effect says Avril Lavigne came out at the same time as Evanescence with Amy Lee. I chose her as my teenage crush. LOL. Oh, hey, I love Evanescence too. That first album, that Fallen album, is just turned 20 years old. But wow, that's an excellent album. Going Under is a great song, of course. My Immortal, everyone knows that one, right? Bring Me to Life, that's an excellent album. Yeah, thank you for your comment there, TRE Raven Effect.
I think I might have missed. I'm not sure if I gave my number 4 because I don't remember talking about it. But if in case I did, my number 4 was Steven Wilson's new album, The Harmony Codex.
I thought we had maybe jumped ahead. I got to start doing what Scott does. I got to start writing things down and keeping track because
I went through my list. I'm like, oh, did I talk about this record? Because it is my number 4 of the year. It's absolutely sublime. It's one of those albums that I highly suggest listen to 6 or 7 times because every time will be a new experience.
Yeah, absolutely, great album.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played it, but yeah, I've got to dig into it again too because that's a really good album. Yeah. What life brings, man. What life brings. So
yeah, and also his remaster or remixing of Rick Wright's Wet Dreams. For any Pink Floyd fans out there who know the keyboard player Richard Wright, he did a fantastic remix of that record.
Riley's here.
Callboy, of course it was.
Hi, Riley.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, yeah. So, Riley, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've just covered some Steven Wilson. We've covered some T-Swizzle. We've covered some Moon Safari, some Winery Dogs. We've covered Seven Impale. We've covered a lot of stuff here. But there's one really big, massive one that came out this year that hasn't really got mentioned by me yet in this list. Wayne already mentioned it one time. You know what?
72 seasons.
I mentioned it yesterday on the Prog Corner for Epic Album Closers with Inamorata. You know what it is. It's Metallica's 72 Seasons. I love this album. I have played this. Ironically, this and this were probably my 2 most played albums of the year. But this album was probably my most played. Yeah, Riley's got it. Metallica. Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Metallica all the way, man. I drove all the way to Montreal, I think I mentioned earlier, to go see them live on the M72 tour, and it was absolutely fantastic. We got 72 Seasons, Shadows Follow, Screaming Suicide, Sleepwalk My Life Away, You Must Burn, Lux Eterna, Crown of Barbed Wire, Chasing Light, If Darkness Had a Sun, Too Far Gone, Room of Mirrors, and of course, Inamorata. And you know what? For good measure, not only do we have it on vinyl, but we've got it on CD. And one more, we got it on cassette. That's right, folks. This is the Metallica 72 Seasons tape on yellow cassette. This album's got a great mix. It sounds great. The bass is nice and up in the mix. There's some Metallica albums that you can't necessarily say that about, but that's okay. All the Metallica stuff's pretty freaking great. And one of my top 5 bands of all time. And Robert Trujillo is just killing it on this album. He wrote a lot of the songs too, which is really nice. Big love for the bass player. Let's a round of applause for the bassists. Favorite song off the album? Where's the 8-track? 8-track. Ooh, no. I do have a collection of 8-tracks, but no, not for this. Love it. Thanks, Jeff. Favorite song?
Triple 8-track.
Riley's asking, what's the favorite song off the album? I'm going to let Wayne take this one. Wayne, because you had this on your number 10. What's your favorite song off the album?
Probably The Closer.
Inamorata?
Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know. There's so many for me, man. There's so many. We got Shadows Follow. We got If Darkness Had a Sun. We've got Crown of Barbed Wire. Chasing Light, You Must Burn, Sleepwalk My Life Away. I love all the songs, so it's hard for me to pick a favorite. But yeah, I think it's magnificent.
Sleepwalk.
Yeah, I seen them at the concert. They filmed at Commonwealth in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Got to see that one that they posted on YouTube there. Fantastic live band.
Oh.
Like they're the way like they just perform, you can tell like, and even watching like during that tour, all James came out with was like 1 amp and just
Yeah.
mic'd. That was it. Like I was like, wow. You see all these bands walking around with like stacks of Marshalls and that, and then you see James just come out with 1 amp.
Yeah. When I saw them, they didn't have any amps, but I think that either they were hiding them pretty good, like maybe they hid them under the stage. I don't know, but they didn't have any amps on stage when I saw them. But they were doing that in the round thing, right? So they had the snake pit in the middle, then that skinny stage all around. Yeah, it was awesome. How many years ago was that, Wayne?
Oh man, that would have had to have at least been 2017, 2018. Yeah, it'd probably be about 2018 because I remember I seen them 1 week and then like it was either a week or two later I seen Guns N' Roses at Commonwealth as well.
Nice.
That was a killer show. Like,
nice.
That's one where I watched and like the band seemed on that night to where they could probably have played till like 3 a.m.
Who, Guns or Metallica?
Guns.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. I know Axl isn't everybody's cup of tea, but they're one of those bands where I dare say their B-side stuff is better than their hits.
That first album's pretty decent. I've just heard it so many times, you know.
Yeah. I love the record Lies that they put out. That's probably my favorite, but Use Your Illusions 1 and 2. Like, if you're looking, they took a lot more of, I think, a rock and somewhat, what I dare say, proggy approach to those records a little bit. It's outside the norm. They were kind of trying something different, I think, at that time. And
yeah, well, hey, you know what? I mean, it's not really what I would probably call prog, but hey, any progression is still progressing, right? So that's what it's all about. And, you know, hey, when Steven Wilson remixes your song, that's still a pretty high praise, right? So I must say I'm not a big Guns N' Roses fan. I've heard them a lot, you know, but I'm not disrespecting, you know, like I love Duff McKagan's a cool dude. Slash is great. I love his new albums, especially that he's doing with Miles Kennedy too.
Yes. I love Slash's debut solo album where it was all guest musicians.
What, that wasn't Velvet Revolver, right? That was
no, that was Rock and Roll. He did.
Oh, okay.
And heard that, and there's some killer songs off of that, and some great guest appearances. But yeah, Miles Kennedy. There's another band, Alter Bridge, that or as I like to call the more heavier side of Creed. But
yeah. Well, Mark Tremonti's awesome. Yeah. Jeff says, "Thank you, Erica, Wayne, and Cody, for a very cool and fun live stream. Glad I tuned in." Hey, I'm glad.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
We're glad you tuned in too, and for everyone else that's watching this after the fact, I love all of you. Thank you so much for giving your time to all three of us today on New Year's Day or whenever you're watching it. But thank you for tuning in. So let's talk about some things we're going to be doing in the future. Wayne, what do you got for your channels?
So for Prisms of Prague right now, I'm going through Gentle Giant. I'm listening to their entire discography and just filming myself listening to it. Kind of take like the listening, speed it up like 20 times so it doesn't feel like you're sitting there forever. And that's so after that I'm gonna take a little bit of advice from Scott, because I was getting pretty burnt out by about the end of the year, and I'm not gonna make any really big proclamations of anything I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave it free and open. If I want to do something here, I can do that. But for the most part, on A Puck Full of Heap, I'm going to continue a lot of the reactions of bands. Like, just did the editing today for Martyr of the Free World by Epica's reaction.
Nice. Okay. Right.
And doing what was it? Something by Baroness. I have to remember the name. And Fields of Verdun by Sabaton. They're a great band. Combine two things I really love: history and metal.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I look forward to seeing some of that stuff on your channel, my friend. If you haven't subscribed to Wayne, go to the Prisms of Prague and his other channel, Pocket Full of Heap, and go hit that subscribe button right now. And go follow Erica on the Instagram if you want to see some cool concert footage. Of course, there's cool concert footage on Brockways Vinyl Bytes too, but she's got some other great stuff that's definitely worthy of your attention. That's on Instagram. It's Erica_512_. Is that correct?
100%.
Okay. So if you're on the gram, go check her out. And if you loved this squad, we'll be happy to come back and supply you with some more cool content soon. Let's see some love for the three of us, if you've got any. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you, Erica, for joining Wayne and I. Thank you, Wayne, for coming on. I really appreciate having you guys here. We did fantastic today, the three of us. This was really fun. And Wayne, like you said, that's kind of how I run my channel too. It's just kind of whatever I feel like filming at that point. That's what I go do. I don't really have things planned out. The most planned out I've ever been was the 12 Days of Progmas.
I went back, looked at a lot of my older videos, and that's one thing I really noticed is there was such a variety on the channel, and I thought, you know what, let's bring back the variety and everything. And
yeah, and you don't want to be one thing. I mean, sometimes being one thing is really cool. It works for a lot of people, but here on, like on Pocket Full of Heap and Brockways Vinyl Bytes, you can get away with talking about anything music you want, because we're not just one thing. We do something from everything, and that's why there's just a diverse audience for it, and the people who appreciate the pop talk will come back for the pop ones. The people who appreciate the metal talk will come back for the metal. The people who appreciate the prog will come back for the prog, right? And that's we want to make this a safe space for all sort of music lovers and people to come and just geek out over stuff that this is going to be the space for people to just lose their minds over their favorite music. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be maybe not Lil Wayne, but you got Lady Gaga, you got the Rolling Stones, you got Meshuggah, you got Genesis, you got Taylor Swift, you got it all here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. We try to, the umbrella is huge, and much love and much thanks to all the other great channels who have inspired our channels. We got Sea of Tranquility, he's huge, love him. Peter Pardo, God bless, man. Without Peter Pardo, I'm not sure that we'd really probably be here today on the panel. And the same goes for Scott Lade from the Prog Corner. Big shout out to him. He's absolutely been a huge influence and inspiration for Brockways Vinyl Bytes. There's no question about it. Scott, if you're seeing this, thank you so much. And of course, we mentioned a couple of other great channels earlier too. We got 365 Days of Prog, you mentioned. Just there's a lot of great content out there on the net these days that, if there's so many great avenues to hear about new great music now. You don't even need the FM radio or anything like that anymore. You just go on YouTube and people have got, lists. This thing is everywhere, man. This thing now is really happening. People are really digging this. And, it's on every list. Like if you go on all the prog albums of 2023, it's on every one.
Yeah, like it came out the day before I did mine, and it even made mine. I'm like, I can't leave this off. It's so good.
There you go. As Jeff says, so much music, so little time. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been on here for an hour and a half.
Yeah. We're probably gonna exit out the side door now, right? As Taylor Swift would say.
Yeah.
But we're gonna leave out the side door. And big shout out to Kevin at Prog Radio too. Yeah, Prog Radio rocks. Love him.
Great dude.
As I said before, that's how I got into this band. And I tuned in the other day and they were playing Great King Rat by Queen. That was really cool to hear. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming on the panel. If you guys want to see more of us, leave me a comment down below and we will be back delivering the goods, as Judas Priest would say. Everything's a pun, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it is so pun being here on Brockways Vinyl Bytes. Oh, yes. Okay, well, thank you, Erica. Thank you, Wayne, for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time, okay?
Thank you for having us, and nice to meet you, Wayne.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Hope to do this again in the future sometime.
For sure.
Yeah. Happy
Until
New Year.
next time.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Rock on. That was